Hello! In today's video, I want to show two quick ideas for using either Canva or Adobe Spark to do a little New Year goal setting, sharing type of activity. I often like to do a one-word activity for the new year. I like to do it with my students a lot of times too. And so I wanted to kind of vibe off of that idea, but create something using some fun features available in Canva, and then an awesome template in Adobe Spark that was actually developed and inspired by Claudio over on Twitter. He shared this awesome challenge. If you're not following him already, definitely give him a follow. He also has an awesome YouTube channel with a lot of these ideas and tips and tricks for using Adobe Spark and making the most of it. Anyway, he shared this template and this idea of an about me type of a graphic. And so if you click on it, you can actually get the template, and I'll make sure to link to it in the description of this video. And then you just click on remix this design. And so that's what I did. This was my little design creation. I'm going to show you how I created it, but then really use this idea instead of more of an about me, like this particular challenge was, to do something more like a goal setting idea. That could be a great thing to do in January for you and your students. Let's start off, since I'm in Adobe Spark already, let's start off with that one. So basically, if you use this template and you press remix this design, again, this is the one that Claudio had shared, then you'll have everything you need. I decided personally that I wanted to use an image where you'll see that mine was better on the right side, the text, because more of my face was on the left. It wasn't so symmetric as the one he chose, so I just moved things around a bit. This is just a white block right here. This is the actual text that you're going to be manipulating. So, I just kind of moved things around. So I put it on the other side personally because it worked better for my image. But you can do whatever you want. So let's go ahead and take the image that I already have here. How do you get that photo in there? You can just replace the background image. So if you click on the background and you pressed replace, you can upload your image right here. If I were to choose one of these images here, you'll see that it just replaces the image entirely. Just make sure that you are actually clicking on the background and changing the background and not just going to photos and pulling in the photo, because if you just pull in a photo, you'll see it makes a little photo there. So you really want to set it as the whole background. If you're starting from scratch, make sure you're clicking on backgrounds, and then I'm going to choose that simple background, and then you can choose the image that you want. You are adding it to the background like that. Now, you might play with some of the fun filters. I definitely like playing with that, especially for this type of an activity. All right, let me go back to my image. So now we got the image there. All you really need to do is switch up the text here. So if you click on the text, you'll see that you can just change the text here. So if we're doing a goal setting activity, maybe some words that I want for my year are like generous, hopeful, and joyful, and purposeful. What else do I want? Healthy, and let's do hopeful. Okay, so let's say that those are all the words that I want. Then I would just resize things. So this is taking up more room than my other one did. So I might actually get rid of this. I don't need that anymore to make it look nice. And then I'm gonna just make these bars a little bit bigger, just like that. And that's really it. Everything's kind of been pre-done for me because of this template, so you don't really need to do it. But how this actually worked was that the text color was transparent in this case, so that's why it's nice like that. And then the shape fill was the same color as whatever these text boxes are. So that's how that's working, is the text itself here is actually a transparent fill, and then the fill color of the text box itself is whatever color I've chosen here. Now, one other thing, since I'm in here on the side, that I love using is these colors, and there's different color palettes that you can choose from. So I really recommend just kind of going through those color palettes and seeing if one of them really appeals to you and looks good. I just love all of the color palettes that are available right there on the right sidebar in Adobe Spark. So I'm going to keep this pretty short and simple, hopefully just using the template here, changing up the words. And when you're ready to share it, you can press the share button. You can publish that thing and then go ahead and get a share link. Copy that, share it out. Awesome stuff. Okay, so now let's move over to Canva. And what I was thinking in Canva was to just do one word to kind of frame your year. And how I did this one was a bit different. So let me go ahead and go back to the start. And I just created a square design for this one. So you can go down to like an Instagram post and that'll give you a nice square here. And then I just went over to the elements and I chose a nice background that I wanted. So I had chosen this one right here, but let's just do a nice colorful background. When you want to use it as a background, make sure that you're choosing from the actual photos. Those drag in nicely. So let's see if I like one of these. This one looks good. So what you want to do is not just click on it, because if you click on it, it just adds it as an element. Instead, drag it over and make sure it snaps into a background. All right, so again, make sure you're on photos because those are the ones that work, and then pull it in, drag it, and let it snap in as a background. Then the next thing was how I got the text here. What I used was actually these frames for the letters. The reason I used these frames, let me just show you. Let me pull one in. So let's go to all. So you want to make sure that you're using the frames that look like this. They have that cloud background, because what you're going to be able to do when you choose those is you're going to be able to add any design that you want onto these letters. So let's do that same type of thing. Let's do just like an abstract. Let's go again to photos. Picked something really colorful here. So I've given myself a bit of a challenge to find something that's not going to clash. Let's just try doing this gray one. Let's see if it works. I'm not sure if it will. So again, you want to drag this, but drag it now into the Y. So you'll see that it snaps into there. Let's try this instead. All right, that shows up a little bit brighter. So you can do that with any of the letters you want. So again, I just did frame and then whatever letter I wanted. Then for this one, make sure you're clicking on all, and I can pull that in, size it. So what I would do, or at least what I did, was I did the frame of all the letters first. So I'm going to write hope for this one. Pull them all in. I want to change the H frame to that more simple style. Then I just like selected them all and resized them smaller, and then put them on your page however you want. Again, I'm going to just select all. I'm going to move them down a little bit. I can make them a little bit bigger. And then I want to pull in a design and layer it over each of these. It could be fun even if the student maybe put a picture of their family in the background or something that really was meaningful to them, and then just put a design into each of the letters. So now let me try searching for something blue. Go over to photos. Maybe this will work. That doesn't look great. You get what I mean though. All right, let's just go with that simple blue. So you can just pull it into each of the images like this. There you have your one word. And you could add some extra text. So you can just go over to the text here. You could add a subheading, and you can add anything in there. You can change the font to whatever you're going for. Obviously resize it, move it, change that color. And what I love about Canva too is it picks the colors from the photos and it suggests some colors for you. So that makes designing a lot easier. So I'm going to delete that for this one because all I want is my word for this particular one. When you're done with this creation, you can go over to the three dots and you can share the link, and then just copy this link and share it out. So those are two very simple activities, one using Canva and one using Adobe Spark to create words, some inspiration going into 2022 with you and your students. I hope you enjoy. Bye.